What's up, everybody? It's your boy Code102 aka Aiden, and welcome back to another match reaction. This is the Norwich versus Manchester United, 4-0 in Manchester United's favour. A fantastic performance by everybody on the team. I don't think anybody put a foot wrong. This is probably one of the perfect performances from everybody, and it's a decent way to retaliate against a pretty embarrassing and frustrating loss against Manchester City in the game before. So it's a very good comeback, bounce back, I should say. It's not a comeback, but we played very well. I think everybody everybody did their job today. Look, Norwich was probably the worst I've ever seen in a Premier League game. They were shockingly bad. They didn't do anything really. They had one chance on goal. It was a very bad performance from them. So we can't really. I'm not gonna be overly excited to see a good performance like this against a bad team like that who attacked us, but honestly did nothing. Yeah, they can attack, but when they did attack, they paid for it. Their defense is very inexperienced, and I think we just schooled them in every way today. So it's just a good performance overall. That's what I'm going to take it as, and I'm not going to be overly excited. I'm not going to be too negative either, because you can't be negative in a game like that. That's just a perfect game. It was a joy to watch, and I don't think anybody got below a 7, to be honest. I think everybody was just top notch today. So we'll get to the player ratings. So David De Gea gets an 8 just purely based on that save. That save, if that goal goes in, it's 1-1, and it's probably a different story for the second half. But just honestly, a fantastic save. He kept us in the game. He kept us from never really giving away the lead. So fair play. He also got a couple of saves at the end, but those are easy pickings for him. Good job to David De Gea. That's a solid 8. Fantastic. Wan-Bissaka was an 8 as well. I legit saw him everywhere today. For someone that plays right back, he was everywhere. He was attacking. He was defending. Still, that attacking needs some work, which is probably why I didn't give him a 9, because his defense was pitch perfect today as well. There was only one opportunity on his side, which was the David De Gea save. So maybe he doesn't deserve a 9, but he's not getting a 9. So 8 is perfect for him. I think even Lindelof and Harry Maguire, usually I'd give them 7s, but in a game like this, they're both going to get 8s just solely because they were solid today. They didn't put a foot wrong, and we performed very well. So I think no one really deserves just a good game. I think everybody had a great game today, and I'm going to keep the spirits up. So 8s for both Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. Fantastic, fantastic. Brandon Williams gets an 8 as well. With Brandon Williams, look, besides the goal that he surprisingly missed, I don't know how you missed that. It is what it is. He was fantastic today. He was making runs. He was creating opportunities in the front line. For a left back, it's very important to have wingers. It's like a left wing back to just push up whenever we need him to, and he's there in on defense as well. A lot of great tackles. He gets an 8. He's probably one of the contenders for man of the match, but there were just two obvious standouts today. We'll get to them when we get to them. But good job for Brandon Williams. A solid 8. Matic, I'm going to give Matic an 8. I know people don't like Matic, but today he didn't do anything wrong either. No one did anything wrong, honestly. No one did anything wrong. I think Matic, he was a fantastic holding man today, and that's his role. That's what he's good at, and he did it well. Usually games like this, the speed of the opposition would kind of affect Matic in a very negative way, but Norwich didn't have anything to offer in this game. I really think Norwich missed Pukki, but even if Pukki was playing, that game still is not a competition, because the striker didn't get any of the ball at whatsoever. So Matic gets an 8. He did his job well. Fred's going to get an 8.5, just because I think he played better than Matic, and it's not really fair to compare the two, because Fred was everywhere today again. Midfield maestro. I'll say it until he proves me wrong. He's a midfield maestro. He does everything for the team. He had shots on goal today as well, creating opportunities. He's defended very well. His passing is outstanding. There were a couple of times where his touch let him down today, but none of that led to a turnover of any sort. He got a lot of crossfield passes as well. He just did everything. When you don't think Fred can get any better, he can surprise you. He's the type of player that can surprise you with what he can do. So fair play to Fred. He gets an 8.5. We'll go to the central attacking midfielder, and I honestly don't know who really played this position between Mata and Andreas. But just based on the team sheet, I'm going to just say it was Andreas who played the central attacking midfielder. I think if anybody had a bad game, or not a bad game, anybody that was a 7, it would be Andreas. But I'm not even going to give Andreas a 7. He's going to get an 8 as well. A lot of tricks in the book today. He was Manchester United in general today were just 5-star skill moves FC. They were insane. They were doing trick shots and everything today. It was good to see. If we didn't win the game, it would be really, really frustrating to see. But everything worked out. So you can always, as long as you're trying, you're creating opportunities all the time, and no one's going to blame you for doing tricks here and there. I mean, it's a football game at the end of the day. The whole point of skill moves is to get past your opponent, and if you use your skill moves well, that's what you do. You get past your opponent and you create opportunities. And I think Andreas did fantastic in that prospect. He did very well on crosses as well. It was a solid game from Andreas as well. His confidence is through the roof, I would say, because he's getting consecutive games now, and I don't think he's done poorly in recent times. So maybe he's making a name that he should be in the squad more often. If we make any signings, he might feel like he's going to be the one that's pushed out, and that might be the case if not Matic. So I think Andreas is just trying to make a name for himself and kind of show that he belongs in the team, and no one can blame him for that. So it was just a solid game from him. We'll go to Marcus Rashford. I think Marcus Rashford gets a 9. The only reason I'm not going to give him a 10 is because there was just someone that was just as good as him today. And I can't decide who's going to be a man of the match, and I don't think both of them deserve a perfect 10. So he's going to get a 9 from me. Rashford, he made good runs. He was doing five-star skill move FC, He was doing these skills and everything, and it's all working for him today. He got a really, really good goal from across from Mata, and the penalty, it was pretty much unsavable considering the keeper got a hand on it and he still couldn't save it. So very good night for Rashford. I think he was clearly standing out from the rest today. So it's just fantastic to see, honestly. It's really good to see our strikers getting in form like this. And I think the commentator said it, he's getting more and more important for us. And that's honestly the best way to describe Rashford. He's just so important to us. And he shows it. He shows it all the time. So you can't deny Rashford that 9 out of 10 today. And for some people, he could get a 10. We'll go to Martial. Martial gets an 8. How many times did Martial get the ball back? Whether he turned it over or he didn't, he's people that say he's lazy. I mean, you just look very, very bad right now because Martial, he got the ball back in every single circumstance that he could. He pushed off. He was not giving up on that ball today. And when he scored, he wanted more. He wanted everybody to keep going. So he gets an 8, and that effort was insane. So congratulations. He's proving people wrong again. That's what Martial does, man. You make a claim to say he's this and he's that, and he proves you wrong. He's not a hard worker. He proves you wrong. He probably runs more than most people on the field. He's an inconsistent player. He's consistently scoring anytime he plays. It's good to see. He's proving people wrong, and that's a good sign for a Manchester United player of any kind, and especially our number 9. Fantastic from him, and of course Juan Mata, the right wing, or Cam. I don't know. I don't really know. 2 assists today. I think Mata gets a 9. He might not be able to do this consistently, but when you're versing a team and the stature of Norwich, who are not a very good defensive team, and they didn't provide much attacking, I think this is the best game for Mata to play in, and he showed it. He played a very outstanding game. He might be trying to put himself into a position where he can play more games. I don't know. That's all going to depend on Ollie and the potential games we have ahead. But Mata, I think he had a perfect game today, honestly. I think he did. A lot of chances created. A fantastic cross. One of the best crosses I've seen a Manchester United player do in a very, very long time. To Marcus Rashford. And look, there's nothing more I need to say besides he had a perfect game. He really had a perfect game. I can't think of anything that he did wrong. Even when he wasn't, he had a goal scoring chance today. But even when he wasn't attacking, I think people forget how good of a passer he is, man. He's a passing maestro. He can pass the ball to anybody. He can pick a pass in the tightest of circumstances. I think people forget that about him just because of his lack of form and his age, and he's on the decline and all of this. And it's fair enough. He's on the decline. He might not be able to do this consistently, but you got to give him the respect when he does it, when he pulls it out of the bag. And today he did. One of the better games I've seen from Mata this season. 9 out of 10. Probably my man of the match if I had to choose between the two. But I'm not going to choose between the two because I think they both deserve it. So congratulations to Rashford and Mata on an outstanding game. When it comes to Ollie, I think Ollie gets a pretty solid 9 out of 10 for the actual the team today. I mean, he picked a fairly strong team, and I think we needed the strong team because we're still in a top 4 race. Chelsea did win today, so Manchester United kind of stay where they are, but it's important to keep fighting because eventually they'll slip up, and we have to take advantage of that. If we don't slip up, we got a very important game coming up against Liverpool, so we need to. We need any chance that we can get to stay in this to stay in the top 4 race. So we'll see how that goes. When we get there. So when it comes to the actual the substitutions and all of them, look, the substitutions, I don't think they were the ones that they didn't really need to make a difference because when they were substituted, the game was pretty much said and done. So Daniel James, I'm going to give him a 7. Angel Gomez, I'm giving a 7. And Greenwood, I'm going to give it 8 just purely because of the goal. It was a fantastic goal as well. I mean, you kind of expect that from Greenwood. I couldn't believe how quickly he did it, but, he's just as soon as he got on, back of the net. Well done for Mason Greenwood. And yeah, before we go, just because there was also rumours of Ashley Young agreeing to an Inter Milan move during the game, just want to say if this is true, best luck to Ashley Young in his next chapter of his career. He's a very good player for us. He might not be. He's probably one of the more underrated players for Manchester United, but just because of recent years and his performances, people tend to not put a good reputation on him, but he was good when it mattered for us. So if it is true, I'm sure he'll have a good opportunities in Inter Milan to go and win a trophy there, and we'll just see how it goes. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe for the Manchester United winning comfortably. And for more content like this, it's your boy Code 102, and peace.